can I just say, it's really fantastic to see so many people here, including everybody on the first and the second floors here. So thank you so much for allowing me to come and see what you are doing. And thank you for doing it, because what you're doing here, the projects you're working on, are really inspirational. I've had the chance to look at some of the technology, look at some of the capability, and it really is inspiring. It is absolute glimpse of the future when it comes to the capability. But also, my other takeaway from this morning is going to be how inspiring all the staff and the people working here are. Ellen was an apprentice here. I love these stories. And a number of people who showed me around were apprentices here. So for everybody who's an apprentice here this morning who's listening to this Wales, this is really uplifting. I love these stories of people coming, starting as apprentices and then working their way up to leadership positions. And I had we diverted, I think, Ellen, to go and see your team because we saw them working away, and really had the opportunity to say thank you to them. So inspirational work that you're doing, really inspirational people that you are working here, and it feels like a really incredible place to work. People work with a smile on their face because, one, it's really interesting, cutting-edge work, and two, I think and I hope you've got a deep sense of just how important your work is to the defence and security of our country, actually beyond our country, Europe and more globally. And it's never been more needed than it is now. I think all of you will probably feel, and your families and your friends will feel, that in the last few months the world has seemed more unstable than perhaps it's been for a long time, and defence and security is much more of a focus for people across the country. And that means your work is even more important now than it's been before. Look at the situation in Ukraine. And I was in Ukraine, the last time I was there was about 6-7 weeks ago now, and I was really struck by the change over the 3 years of the conflict in the way in which the conflict is being fought, and the fact that drones, semi-autonomous and autonomous capability is absolutely at the front line now. And that gives me a real sense that what you're doing here is really relevant to what we're doing in Ukraine, but also really relevant to the way in which we need to be able to defend ourselves as we go forward. And that's why we've had to up our defence spending, 2.5% by 2027. That's the highest sustained increase since the Cold War. That means, I'm afraid, more work for you, more projects for you, which is a good thing because I think we've got brilliant capability here. StormShroud is an incredibly forward-looking piece of kit and capability that will help us as we go forward. So that's ever more important. But as we build our national security, if you like, it is also really important to me that that's linked to our economic security. So I want to make sure that as we put more money into defence, as we work with our European and other partners to say they need to put more money into defence, and they are, and as we work with them to say our capabilities need to be more aligned, I want to see that in good, well-paid jobs around the country, good, secure jobs, skilled jobs of the sort that you are doing here. So thank you so much for allowing me to see what you are doing. It is really inspiring. I take away both the capability and the way that you do it. And thank you for that. Thank you for making time for me this morning. And this time last Thursday, I was on the carrier, the strike carrier, that is taking, the best part of 2,000 people, actually, from our armed forces on an 8-month, really important mission. And they are literally on the front line. But their capability, the equipment they've got, includes what you're doing. And therefore, just as I said to them last week, I'm proud of what they do as they set off on that mission, I'm really proud of what you do. Because they know, and I saw there what they're capable of, that they couldn't do that if you weren't doing what you're doing. So I hope you feel not just a sense of a good, well-paid, skilled job, which is what you are doing, but also a real sense that you're serving your country as well. Because without you doing what you're doing in the way you're doing it, we wouldn't have the capability that we have. So thank you all very much. I really appreciate what you're doing. And sometimes it's really important, particularly in politics, to just come and see people, get a sense of what they're doing, and say simple things like, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I speak not just for myself, but of millions of people in this country who'd actually love to come and see what you do, and would love to be able to stand here and say to you, thank you. So on my behalf, and on behalf of millions of people across the country, thank you for what you do. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.